Hello my nursery friends, welcome back to a new nursery video. For this week's video we are going to start off with a story from my Bible. But before we start our story, we are going to talk about a very special man that this story is about. And this special man, I will show you a picture. His name is Moses, and Moses is actually a really good friend with our Lord. So this story is going to be all about how Moses and our Lord saved hundreds and thousands of people in a very special way, and we're going to find out what that special way was in this story called the Red Sea. So let's get started. So my friends, there was a group of people who were very angry at the Israelites, and these people were called the Egyptians. And they were angry at the Israelites because they did not believe in the Lord, and they were angry that the Israelites did. And so the Israelites sent Pharaoh's horses, chariots, horsemen, and troops to go look for the Israelites. As you can see, all the troops and the horses and the chariots looking to find all the Israelites. Once they found them, the Israelites looked the Egyptians up and down, and they were very afraid. They said to Moses, "What is happening? What have you done? I am so afraid." And Moses replied to the people, "Don't be afraid. The Lord will fight for you." Wonder what he's going to do. So then Moses reached out his hand, and over the Red Sea, all that night the Lord pushed the sea back. He turned the sea into dry land. As you can see, there is a big sea here, and Moses is parting it in half so they can make a path for the Israelites to go through to escape the Egyptians. The people went through the sea on dry ground. There was a wall of water on their right and on their left. Oh my, I wonder what's going to happen. So the Egyptians chased them. All the Pharaoh's horses and chariots followed them into the sea. Moses then again reached his hand up over the sea, and the sea went back into place. So Moses parted the sea with his hand so the Israelites could pass through, and then when the Egyptians tried to go through, he closed his hand and closed the sea up so there was no more path for the Egyptians to come and chase the Israelites. Not one of the Egyptians made it past the path to the Israelites. And that day the Lord saved Israel. So all of the Israelites put all of their trust into him because he saved them for believing in him. And my friends, that is the end of our story. So let's talk about it. We had our special man in our story. Do you remember what his name was? I will show you a picture again. His name starts with an M. It was Moses. Moses believed so much in the Lord that he saved so many people by using the Lord's special powers to open the sea and close it back up. And that is exactly what we are going to be doing for our craft today. We are going to be making our own parted sea with our Moses and our people, our Israelites that got to pass the sea for believing in the Lord. So my friends, we are going to get started, and I'm going to let you know the materials that we need in order to make our parted sea craft. So my friends, the first thing we are going to need is this printable that I have linked down below in the description. And this is a nice printable that we are going to be using markers or crayons to color in. And as you can see, we have Moses here, we have two Israelites, and we have a donkey, and we're going to color and fill these all in. So we need this sheet of paper, and we need our markers or crayons. The other things we need is we are going to need just a little bit of glue. If you don't have glue, you can use tape. We are also going to need some scissors. So if you're not able to hold scissors properly, you may need some support with whoever is watching this video with you. And the last thing we are going to need some construction paper. Specifically, we are going to be needing the color blue, and we are going to be needing the color brown, or let's see if I have a brown. I'm not even sure if I do. No, Hannah doesn't have a brown, so I'm going to be using orange, and this is going to represent the sand of the sea when it was parted. So now that we have all our materials, we are going to move on to our first step of what to do for our activity. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to take our markers or crayons. We are going to take our printable sheet, and we are going to color each individual person. And then when you are done coloring, you're going to come back and we're going to move on to step 2. Okay friends, so once you have finished coloring your Moses and your Israelites, as you can see, I have completed coloring everything, including my donkey. We are going to move on to step 2. And for step 2, we are going to take our scissors. And as you can see right here, there is small dotted lines outlining each character. We are going to cut along those dotted lines, leaving this blank space in the cut. So we're going to cut around this, all the way around the dotted line, and leave all this. We don't need any of this part, just around there for all the characters. Again, if you need help, you should go get help to cut some of your characters if you're not too really good with your fine motor skills yet. But I'm going to go ahead and cut out all these characters, and then I'll come back to you with step 3. Alrighty friends, I've completed step 2. I have cut out my Israelites, I've cut out my Moses, and finally I have cut out my donkey. I have all my characters all cut out and ready. So now we're going to move on to step 3. For step 3, we are going to take our sheet of blue paper, and we're just going to cut it all the way down the middle with our scissors. So I'll do this with you. Actually, you know what? Firstly, I'm going to fold it so I can make it a clean cut. I'm going to fold it just like this, open it back up, there's a line in the middle, and then I'm going to cut down that line. And once I have cut down that line, we're going to move on to step 4. And for step 4, I'm going to line up my 2 sheets together, and I'm just going to cut lines straight up my 2 sheets, but making sure I don't cut all the way through, so I cut the pieces completely off. I'll show you exactly how I want to do that. So I have my 2 sheets here. I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting all the way up, but leaving this space uncut. And then I'm going to keep going. Cut, 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 all the way until you get to the end of the paper. Just making sure you're not cutting off the sheets of paper. We want to keep them on. Almost done. A few more cuts. And there we go. We have 2 cut pieces of paper with little rectangles in them. So once you have done that, we're going to move on to step 5. For step 5, I'm going to take my brown or orange sheet of paper. I'm going to lay it flat. I am going to take my glue, and I am going to take my blue sheets of paper. I'm going to glue the part that was not cut on my sheets of paper, and I'm going to glue them so that the cuts are facing inward, like this. So I'm going to have 1 blue piece on this side and 1 blue piece on the other side. Okay, so once you have completed step 5, it should look something like this once it's glued. And you may be thinking, Hannah, how is this the Red Sea that Moses parted? Well, I will show you. So these cut blue pieces are actually going to be the water, and the reason that they are cut is because we are going to take each piece, we are going to roll it like this until it is slightly rolled up, and that is going to resemble the waves that Moses made when he parted the sea in half. So I've made 1 on this side, And I am going to roll the other side. Again, you may need a little bit of help doing this as well. Oops. So I have both sides rolled, and I'm going to complete this step all the way down till all my pieces of blue paper are rolled and it looks like the sea is parted. Okay, so once you have finished curling all your pieces of paper, it should look something like this. So we have our sea is parted in half, and we have this sand, the bottom of the Red Sea shown here. And so we are going to move on to our final step. And our final step is to take our Moses and our Israelites, and we are going to take this little white piece of paper. We are going to fold it behind him. So it's kind of like this. We're going to put a little bit of glue onto that folded piece of paper. So I will show you. Oops. I have my folded piece of paper. I have a little bit of glue onto this stick. I'm putting some glue on Moses' feet. Then I am going to take my parted sea, and I am going to put Moses right at the front because he is leading the pack, and he should stand up like so. He's falling over a little bit, but once he dries, he should stand up, and we are going to add the rest of our characters. So I have my Israelite child. I'm going to bend his feet over. I'm going to take a little bit of glue onto my stick, put it onto his feet, and then I'm going to paste him onto the Red Sea. So I have two people now. Then I'm going to move on to my Israelite lady and her baby. I'm going to bend her little feet back. I'm going to take some glue, put it onto her feet, and I'm going to find a nice spot for her right at the back. Moses keeps falling over. That's okay, as you can see. And then finally, I'm going to take my donkey. I am going to bend his little feet back, add a little bit of glue, and paste him onto my parted sea. So my friends, this is what you should have. It's really hard to show on video, but my Moses keeps falling, but this is what you should have as a final product. Moses and his Israelites parting the sea and making it through safely. There we go. Okay, my friends, that is the end of our craft. I really hope you enjoyed our story and our craft today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you again next week for a new video. Goodbye, all my friends. Enjoy your parted sea and your Moses and Israelites, even if they fall over.